Hello everybody, we are back on the guide and I have what's probably going to be a really fun episode for all of you guys today because we're going to be doing something I don't normally do. We're going to be actually designing something redstone based on camera, like the whole concept, figuring it out, compacting it, troubleshooting it, all of that. We're going to do that today and we're going to do that with the Shuler Box unloader. It's a fun little contraption to make. It's kind of small and simple, so it'll be pretty fun to figure out how to do this on my own. I've made one before. It's been a few years, so I don't really remember all the details of how I made it, so I'm sure I'll kind of remember as we go. But we'll try some different things with this Shuler Box unloader. I kind of have an idea of how and where it's going to go and where I want things to sit, and we're going to kind of like go from there in terms of how this thing is going to lay out. But first, I feel like I should show you something. You may notice a new addition to the like big hole here. There's more holes. We made holes inside of holes, big circular ones. In fact, I wanted a little bit more space because as I was like sitting up here, perched up on the edge, it kind of just felt a little, I don't know. It felt a little like constricted, restricted, small. Like I just had like this area to work with. There wasn't a lot. And I know one of the things I really want to do is I want to sell the fact that this thing is like an overgrown futuristic build. So I figured I needed more space to be able to properly do that. Yeah, we'll have the little floaty islands and those will definitely help sell it. And I'm sure we'll do some things in here in transition that'll also help sell it, but it needed more. So what I think we're going to do is mostly these areas will be decorative, but I think also partially they won't be decorative. I think also partially they will be functional in some way. For example, I think it's over here is where all of our like different dyes are going to go. And this section, decorative blocks, nature and detailing, maybe flowers will go here, right? So I was thinking maybe we'll put a flower farm in this one, like a fully automatic. I've already designed one before and done tutorial on it, flower farm. We could put it here and then find some way to make it feed into the storage here. I think that could be kind of fun. So I think that's going to be something we're going to do, but that's like a future look, something if you guys, as you guys see changes, I want you to know what they are. And we'll probably even do a little buildy in this episode too, I think. But really, I just want to kind of get started out with the whole point of today's episode, which is the Shuler loader. So let me get some like supplies I know that I'm going to generally need, and I'm going to bring them over. Okay, here we go. I'm kind of excited about this because I think this is going to be fun to do with you guys. And I always love making something brand new with redstone. So what we're going to start with is the like components, the things that we know that we need, like the things that have to work and have to be a part of it. And then we're going to figure out like where those things are going to go and then how we're going to connect them together. Okay, so first to start with the basics, we know that we need a Shuler box to get dispensed in. So it has to have a dispenser. We know we want that Shuler box to be picked up once it's done because we don't want the Shuler box to just despawn or something. We need to get it. And we need to detect what's in the Shuler box. That way the system knows when it needs to do the things it needs to do. And we need to pop the Shuler box out. So we need a piston that will pop it out. Those are all the components that I know that we need. So let's start with the easy thing. We know we got to have a hopper. So we'll face it forward right now. Who knows if we put the chest right here or down below or something like that. But for now, the hopper can go right there. And I know that I want the Shuler box to sit here. I want it to be at that depth. I want this kind of little face to it. I'll probably have like a piece of glass or something sitting right here so I can see the Shuler box behind it. I don't want it to do anything yet. So let's take this lever and we'll just lock that for now. Here, just so the lever's not in the way. Let's lock it from the front. Okay, now we can put our Shuler box down. It won't drain our items. I feel like I want it to crush from above. I know I've worked with these in the past and I've had problems with the Shuler box. Will sometimes like to get pushed out of the block. And if I'm remembering correctly, let's try putting the piston right here. No, that's too far. Piston right here. Is that also too far? That's also too far. What am I thinking? Okay, piston right there. That looks a little weird. Get it out of here. And then I think I want like a half block, a slab there. So if I put a slab right here, does it still crush it? It does. Ooh, but that means we do need that to be a sticky piston. That's fine. I have like 10 bajillion slime down here, and I think I have some over here too. Okay, let's get rid of this. Put our sticky piston there. Now, whenever we fire this guy, Shuler box gets broken. hopefully falls down there every single time and we don't have any loss. And that's good for the piston. So now when the shulker box is here, we need to read via an observer anytime something is in it, and we need to dispense it. A new one. So that would put maybe like a dispenser right here. And then we're going to need a comparator somewhere. I don't know what side I want it on. Do I want it on this side or this side? If we do it on this side, we could put a solid block right here and read through the solid block, which may be good because then we get to kind of hide everything. We get to put a block right there. So now what we need to do is we need to give a redstone signal some type when this thing is 100% empty. It has nothing left. Then we want a signal to occur. I think that's pretty easy to do. Basically, when this turns off, we want something to turn on, like a torch. So if we do this torch here, we just need to do two things. We need to give this redstone first, and then we need to give this redstone second. So that way, this will crush the shulker box that's there, and then this will dispense a new one. That shouldn't be too bad. Maybe we do this two ways. We have two signals come out. We have a signal go over here, and we have a signal go this way, like this. And the only thing we need is we need this one to go first. So we should be able to put redstone dust here and here, no delay. And then over here, we should be able to put, let's see, we don't want redstone dust there. So we should be able to put this here, because if we do redstone dust here, it'll connect to that. We don't want that. So we'll do repeater here, redstone dust here. And I don't know how much of a delay we need. We need a little bit because that has to have time to go down and up. So let's maybe give it a 2-tick delay. Okay, let's see what happens. We're gonna unlock this hopper. That'll allow these last 8 trapdoors to drain out, which should happen once that's empty. This turns off. Both of these torches turn on at the same time. This one should instantly go over and just give that up. Oh, that's going to stay down. This would be okay, but we need to pulse this. Okay, hold on. We need another shulker box test. So let's put another shulker box in here. All right, so here's going to be what's going to be the first failed experiment on camera. We're going to watch it happen anyways. I'm going to flick this lever, and this thing's going to end up staying down and keeping this from dispensing. Yep. So here's the second experiment. I'm confident is also going to fail, because the second this detects that something's in there, it's going to pulse this. So I'm going to set this down. It's going to pulse it right away. No. Oh, this can't detect the block state. I have to reverse order on this. It has to go redstone dust here, and then that there. Huh. This did not dispense. We didn't make it go fast enough. Or I'm sorry, it needs to go slower, maybe 4-tick. But I'm pretty sure when I place this down, it's going to trigger it. Yeah. So that did trigger, but it just sees it and it just auto fires it. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out this issue. I need to think about this for a minute because it's been a little while since I've done one of these, and my redstone seems to be a little rusty. Okay, I thought about it for a little bit, and I think I have an idea. We're gonna take this guy out. We're gonna take this out, and I think we're gonna take this out, and I think I'm gonna put a piston here and an observer here. This should hopefully maybe get us a 1-tick pulse. Let's see what happens. So put one in here. Let's put one in here. Let's lock this guy real quick. Let's put this right here. What should happen when this empties out and this turns off and this turns on, that will extend this out, ticking this once. It'll tick it down, crush it. Then the new one will get dispensed out, and then that will go back. I think this is going to work. If it does, this is actually pretty good. Let's see what happens. Oh, that is perfect. Yes. We did it. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good to get something working. I must test larger scale before we call it good. We need like multiple. So what's going to happen? I was thinking, oh, we'll put our extra shulker box in a chest. No. We're just going to send our extra shulker boxes to the end of the line. They'll come all the way down here. Before we actually hook it up to something, let's do this. Let's just send it over here for now. Let's put this here, kind of like stack up the sides here. We'll replace some of these wool blocks later. These are just ideal and temporaries until I know what I know what I have and know what I need. And then let's get like a few shulker boxes that just don't have a lot of stuff in it. That way we can cycle through a few of them. It doesn't even matter what they have. I just need ones that are like mostly empty. Okay, three should be a good test. 3 should be a good test. So what we would do is we would have all 3 of them in here. We'll have to have like a chest or something somewhere that we actually load in. I don't know where that's going to be yet, but we'll figure that part out. That's not important. That's kind of an easy one to accomplish. Okay, button, press. Oh, that's a problem. I can't power that to dispense it. Oh, the joys of working on redstone things. I take back all my excitement earlier. Okay, I think I know what'll work. I think we just need to do the same thing down here, but we just need it to be delayed. So we're gonna take that repeater out for a second. I need a little bit more room here. In fact, I think I just need the torch to go on the back side like this. We need this guy here. We need an observer here, and we need a repeater here on the 4 ticks. So now what happens if I press the button? That should empty. That should go off first, and this one should go off. It worked. Do it again. Yes, we probably put it on 3 ticks if we really wanted to. Oh, that is perfect. Okay, this is so good. Can we celebrate now? I think we can celebrate now. Let's try this one more time. I want to try it on 3 ticks just to tighten up the timing a little bit. Okay, so we will figure out what our input is, right? We'll input our stuff in here. We'll hit a button that dispenses. Oh, that is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. All right, well, now that we have this functional, I have some other like bits that I want to add to it, some other like features, and then of course we'll tie it into there too. So I'll show you guys those features here in just a little bit. It'll include the input, maybe an indicator light of some sort, I think could be kind of fun. And we also need to kind of like dress this thing up in some way and decorate it as well. So I think I'm gonna work on some of those things now, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've done just a little bit, not a whole lot. We did do some terraforming up top with Stream. I would definitely go back and check that out if that's something you're interested in. It's looking pretty good up there. But I went through and I wired an indicator light that I just broke over here so I can have an indicator light on when this is running or when this is running. Oh, by the way, Stream, I talked to Stream earlier. This was really fun. Anybody that was in Stream, holler down in the comments below. But I wanted a name for this place, and after a lot of submissions, many of which were pretty good, I came to one that I liked a lot. This was mostly proposed by Master TMO, but then somebody else came up with the first word because I wanted something different than what he had as the first word. This is the Chunky Horticultural Entity Sorting Temple, also known as Chest. So anytime we come to chest here, just know that this is the Chunky Horticultural Entity Sorting Temple. It has like a Marvel kind of feel to it, does it not? With shield, it kind of feels like that. I like that. That's fun. So remember that. That is super awesome. So now I need to do a little magic and make this thing actually look good. When I tell you a lot has changed, I mean a lot has changed, because I spent a lot of time with Stream doing some designing and implementing that design in here. You are now getting a good feel for what this place is actually going to look like. And let me say, it is spectacular. How does he have 3 llamas? We have like a really cool pathway going around now that I like a lot, as well as the dirt and like grass flooring. There's no detailing in this yet, mind you, so just kind of keep that in mind. I was playing around with a couple little things, but nothing too crazy, but you can kind of start to get a feel for what this place is going to look like. I solved the problem with the circle crowding out this area. If I get down here and kind of show you, we have some support beams that are coming out to hold up this little like platform that gives us a little bit more space to move around up there. We've done the same thing over here. And we've done the same thing over here with this blue wool representing the eventual waterfall we're going to have coming out. And I needed a way over top of that waterfall. So I actually built a little bridge built into the area that goes over top of it. This is so cool. This is like one of my favorite things about this area. We have these really cool semicircles that we made that look really awesome. I got some really cool design in here with the inset black stone walls to kind of decorate this little wall right here. And then we have the mangrove over top of some shroom lights. The mangrove and the shroom lights kind of bring out the dirt color a little bit, which I do like the way that that works. And ultimately, I think I have 100% nailed the lore of this place with the futuristic civilization. This kind of feels futuristic, right? These little pods feel kind of futuristic where all the chests are. And then these pods that'll be floating eventually will feel futuristic. But meshing that with like the earthy materials available in the area and the eventual plant life that we're going to move in. So things like the pathing, the wood, the dirt and grass combinations, the little bridge, the waterfall, like everything just complements itself so much. I got the stone brick walls, which I think kind of goes with that too. It kind of meets that like locally sourced material guideline I set for myself. And I've incorporated some redstone in here, basic but good, that is going to handle everything for us. So whenever we stand on that pressure plate or we flip this lever down, the system will be on. Whenever we're not on it and that is up, the system will be off. And one of the things I mean by the system is off is I have a redstone torch right here that's locking this first hopper that the shulker box will sit on. So what that means is right now, if I'm not standing on this, then this area where the shulker box is going to sit is off. It cannot pull in new items. So that way, if like, I don't know, I have things loaded in here and I'm like, wait, I don't want to do that. I can just flip the lever up or get off of the pressure plate and it'll stop everything. Otherwise, if I'm standing on the pressure plate or turn this on, you will see that this hopper is no longer locked, so items can go through it. And I have a redstone line coming from all the way back here that's hooked up to that pressure plate and that lever that turns the clock on, that makes the whole system operate. One thing I was a little worried about, but I've decided to not be worried about it, is what if I stop this thing and there's items in the system? Maybe I think it's done, I get out and take a look and it's not done, right? Well, what'll happen is whatever item that is already on its way through will keep making its way through, because all of this thing is kind of automatic, right? So I don't have to worry about it. If I get off of that and turn that clock off, whatever item will still go up, it'll go down the hopper line, and all the items will be sitting and waiting in here. Remember, anytime there's something in there and the system's on, it's going to automatically go up. See, that's blinking. The items, they're going up and through. But whenever this thing is off, those items, they'll still make their way to that bottom dropper, but they'll just sit there. And then next time we turn the system on, it'll automatically work its way out. So I don't think I have to really worry about getting anything stuck in the system, except for, and this would be the kind of bad part, right? We don't want to do, and it's why we're using mostly a pressure plate for our way of activating this, is if this thing is in the process of running, meaning if I have that lever flicked on like it already is, and I leave this area while items are going through, I unload the chunks, at that time, the items are going to get stuck and it's going to be a huge pain to get them out. So I probably won't really use the lever too much, but I just want the option of having it if I need it. So really what we will do is anytime we have to like load items into the system, it takes a little while to work. So I'll probably just sit here and like AFK while the items go through, and I'll save my like cleanup for times when I'm going to go eat dinner or do something that's not sitting here in the world. So what are we going to do? Well, I want to try this out. So I have a shulker box with 64 spruce logs in it. So we're going to plop that in. And then we're going to see over here how many spruce logs we have in here right now. 4. So we should end up with the 4 just being over here. Or actually, it should be 5. It should be 5 over there. So let's go ahead. Let's put this into the chest. We're going to test this whole system to make sure it works. Let's put this into the chest. Let's dispense it. The system is off right now, so that is not going anywhere. Now, if I stand on this for a moment and I get off of it, it should have drained a few. It did. Haha, perfect. Okay. Now let's just turn it on and we're going to leave it on. So it should be draining. And then the items should be moving back here. Let's see if we can find it while it's happening. Look, it's coming through. It's going in. It's going up and through. which is good. So we should be able to make our way over there. And after we wait a little bit of time, because it's got to travel up and down a bunch of hoppers and the elevators and all that stuff multiple times, but eventually it'll make its way over here. Hopefully. This is our first like actual full scale test of this system in its entirety. And there we go. The items are starting to finally drop in. All right. So now that we see that that part works, the only last thing I need to see is that our shulker box ends up in one of these empty chests over here at the end. If it does, that means there's no other holes anywhere in the system and everything works. And I can actually go through and load everything in. All right, and there it is. It did get stuck somewhere in the system because there was an item already stuck somewhere in the system. It was a stone brick. But in any event, now that I have kind of gotten that sorted out, there's nothing left stuck in the system. We've made it all the way to the end. Now, I think I'm good to run something through the system. I think I'm going to do one more test, and that one more test is going to involve me actually standing on there, and then we're going to throw a more like rando shulker. It just got like a big assortment of a lot of different things in it. Maybe this one could be pretty good, and I just want to see how like a rando shulker makes it through the system. I like this one. Let's do this one right here. So we're going to throw this guy in, and the way that we know that everything has made it somewhere is any like extra bits that don't have a spot will end up in that chest right there. And also the shulker box will end up there too. So if then the shulker box itself should be last. So if the last thing in here is the shulker box, we know that everything has made it through. So yep, it's not emptying out now. Okay, I am going to do the AFK. It's time for our final test. There we go. We have it. I threw 6 in. I got 6 out. They made it all the way through. No problem. It takes a little bit of time. And I think a future upgrade I'm going to do, I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do it, is it might be cool to have little indicator lights up here that maybe like blink anytime something is traveling through. That way, like, let's say I'm working in here, like I would see the blinking lights. First of all, as a reminder of, hey, don't leave prowl. Second of all, it would just kind of let me know like how far down the chain items are, and then how far down the chain items have come, so I can have an idea of, you know, how long it might take to finish loading. But in any event, I think that's going to finish it for today. Oh, this is the beginning of the little river I started. It's going to kind of travel through here and then dump down into there and make the waterfall. So that's really cool. I hope you guys are liking this project. I'm loving it. Like, this is, to me, this is the best thing I've ever done in Minecraft so far. The plan is coming together. The execution is making me happy all along the way. If you're liking that as well, go ahead and drop me a like right now. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling about things. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, well, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys hanging out today, and we're gonna have another good one in the next episode. For now, I'm gonna load this thing up, and I'm gonna sit here and wait for all the items to go through. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.